Four sides of the ring. Four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion. Your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating. You know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring. Leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring. Four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion. Your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating. You know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring. Leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
How's everybody doing this week? We're on the verge of another wrestling PPV, AEW this time, and I'm here with my guys. Introducing the founder, Marcus motherfucking Hernandez. How are we doing today, brother?
I'm good, bro. I like that one. Founder motherfucking Hernandez.
Listen,
that's better than being called God.
It's never going away. it's never leaving. I gotta listen. As much as I want to introduce this man last, I gotta introduce him now. Welcome to the stage, my boy, the wrestling guru's guru, the poopy boy himself, Taino with the MacBook. What's going on tonight, brother?
What's going on, y'all? It's fun to be back for another fun week of wrestling. Glad to be back with the boys. Let's get it.
Look at my man. He got a brand new laptop. Don't even know how to fucking act, guys.
Feel like a bad bitch.
He did feel like a bad bitch. You should have seen me.
I was walking out
the bag.
The wind was blowing, and the bag was swerving. I'm like, yeah, I'm out here. I felt like the devil was Prada. Let's go.
my man's just shaking hips and ass on fucking Fifth Avenue on the way to the crib. And listen, this man has been gone for 2 weeks. I put an APB on him. I filed a missing persons report. I found him in Washington Heights with some Dominicans. I told him, I was like, Miguelito, we're Puerto Rican. We don't do that. And he was like, pero papi, I don't know what you want me to tell you. So I dragged his ass back over here from Washington Heights, away from the Mofongo, Mango, and the Presidente. Welcome back from his 2-week vacation. Mike, what's going on, my brother? Mikey motherfucking Cullets.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Just when you thought you finally got rid of me, they pulled me right back in. Shout out to Channel for getting me out of Washington Heights. It was getting scary, man. I didn't know which way I was going, where I was turning. They had me going in dark alleys with obscure names for the streets, and I just didn't know really what was going on. It was a gentleman there, Dominican gentleman, that he had all sorts of felonies in his waistband. I didn't want to deal with it. So we're back, thankfully. Man, we've got a lot to talk about. I'm excited to be back with my boys here. My goodness, what a time to be alive. A week away from WrestleMania, Dynasty this Sunday. A lot of wrestling.
Too much.
A lot of fatigue. You could see it on Chano's face. That's right now. Chano has what we call the wrestling flu. Around this time, most wrestling fans they get overstimulated, and because so much wrestling is being thrown at them, and he's just dealing with a little bit of the wrestling flu right now. He's got a little bit of a fatigue, because he's upset that Cody Rhodes is gonna win the championship at Mania.
Also, this is Tino's first time stepping into WrestleMania as like an analyst, because now he's on the podcast with us. You know what I mean? He's going to cover it a little differently. He's going to watch.
You see,
that is true. Now I have to give it from.
You know what's the joy? I'll tell you the joy. Now he gets to share his shitty wrestling views for WrestleMania with all of you guys, instead of just blowing up my phone and just telling me his terrible fucking wrestling pitches. It's great.
3 a.m. Now, what if they called up Gilbert and did a revival of Gilbert and Goldberg? Go to fucking bed.
Listen, they don't make table matches like they used to.
All right, we're gonna spark this show how we spark every show. We're gonna play the nice little game. Where is the Zombie King? He didn't send us no match cards. Oh, this Saturday at April 11th from Mahopac High School at Mahopac in New York, a real place. What is my man's on the card? Junior Flow versus Drew Marsden.
Drew Marsden.
I got 2 words coming for you, brother. The Zombie King is coming for you. Before my voice even gets more raspy on some nonsense. April 17th at Hopatcon.
We go into this every week, bro. Hopatcon.
Hopatcon?
Hopatcon, New Jersey.
All right, so Zombie King is gonna be in the Ho in New Jersey, not with the Ho, but Ho, New Jersey.
There you go.
He is. I can't read the name of the bottom, but he's taking names and kicking ass.
It don't matter who the name is because he's whooping that ass.
Oh, I don't have the. He didn't send me this poster, but I've seen it online. Oh, my fault. This is my favorite poster that's actually out. TCW Hit is a hit. Saturday, May 9th at Farmingdale, New Jersey. Support. I think every dollar from this event is going to a foundation, which
that's really dope.
Pretty fire. This Friday, I don't have the poster for it, but if you follow the Zombie King on Instagram, he is in a triple threat match tomorrow for the ECPW Heavyweight Championship for the world title. The world title is on the line. I told the Zombie King, he don't bring back gold, don't bother.
This is about to be a championship podcast once he brings back that gold. Let's do it.
Remember, we gotta go back and
Freebird rule style.
We gotta go back and clip Chana when you told the Zombie King when it was his last episode. He said he's gonna go wrestle for what? It was like 2 years. He said he'll take it seriously, and he was like, okay, but don't come back without a title. So when he wins his title, you know what I mean? He can come back and do an episode.
Come back, definitely 1,000%. Imagine this Mad Petty. Like, you guys really meant that? Like, yeah, right. I generally
meant long that. Enough.
We got 2 new guys on this show.
Yeah, right.
Went through a whole regime change. If you guys haven't noticed, 4 sides to the ring, we have gone Hollywood. That's why you see all these movie posters.
Mm-hmm. That is
you know what I mean? This is a whole new regime. And we're also going to play my least favorite game on the show. It's time to mark your calendars.
All right, folks. So we're here for another week of marking your calendar. So I wanted to keep this segment more of like to this day, but it being WrestleMania season, I wanted to shout out just a couple of WrestleManias. One WrestleMania, another one that kind of stuck out to me. It was a couple of days ago from today. WrestleMania 35 back in 2019. That was the birth of Kofi Mania, where he defeated Daniel Bryan at the time, I should say, becoming the first, as we know, African-American wrestler. Highlight of that night, though, however, was the first women's main event, which sparked the women's evolution. Not really sparked, but it was like the peak of it, really forefronted women's wrestling. So that 2019 WrestleMania really stood out to me. Another little Mania moment I wanted to shout out was WrestleMania 29 back in 2013 when John Cena beat The Rock for their rematch. It was a once-in-a-lifetime rematch, so I don't really know how much like once-in-a-lifetime it was. But that night stood out to me because it was a couple of last matches. It was Batista's final match against Triple H, and it was also Kurt Angle's final match against Baron Corbin, kind of ending that our kind of childhood era. But if you do want to mark your calendars for April 9th, 2013, that's when Dolph Ziggler cashed in the Raw after Mania, I believe, on Alberto Del Rio, having one of the loudest pops and just biggest moments in Raw after Mania. So I wanted to segue that in. And a couple of debuts. On Raw 1996, Mankind makes his debut against Bob Harley, having a little interaction as well with Undertaker. Shinsuke makes his debut in NXT back in 2016. I believe he defeated Sami Zayn. And another cool one that stood out to me, Eddie Guerrero, 95 ECW debut, defeating Two Cold Scorpio. So I just wanted to shout out those moments. So make sure you mark your calendars.
And that was another mark your calendars. Listen, that was great. I'm glad. Listen, like I said, I'm so glad Tyner can now torture everybody who's listening with old wrestling facts.
and he's still in with us. A lot of people don't know.
Nah, bro.
I didn't do stuff like that because Tina would get muted and he couldn't hear nobody. And now he can do it. So it's great.
I will say this: I've been trying to do a good job of keeping it at least like mid 90s. I did go like late 80s last week, but it was, tis the season for Mania. Okay, well, so
I'll tell you this.
I want to know what happened April 9th, 1975. Dana, next week, all right.
That was a Gorgeous George last match at the Garden. He took out Terry Blanchard. No, I don't know.
I was like, yo, how you?
Why'd you sell it out?
I was like, damn, he had it in the holster.
Just right back pocket, boom. Can't lie to the folks at home. I could get fact checked, but no, yeah.
That'll be actually a mad funny of we get community noted that in fact was not Fabulous George's.
Exactly.
Nah, listen, I love
Guru's a
Tino, guy.
fraud.
But if I don't give him some shit, who will? Honestly. Listen, we're gonna start this week's episode. There's a couple ways we can start this episode, but I want to start it with the growing conversation of TKO versus WWE. So last year we got the Travis Scott involved in the Cody Rhodes main event. Like the John Cena, Cody Rhodes didn't have enough heat behind it to carry it to a WrestleMania main event, but we added Travis Scott. One hell of an earshot to Cody. Never came back to wrestling ever again. Left him in a precarious situation. And then this year we have Mr. Pat McAfee, which is kind of our main event section, but just to touch on a little bit now, and it's coming from above that, well, third sheets, depending on how reputable you want to claim them to be, that this was a TKO decision. That Ari Manuel, the head of the board for TKO, chose to call this in that we needed more celebrity star power for WrestleMania. So I want to ask you guys, what do you guys see, or what do you guys believe, and some storylines over the past couple months, maybe the past year, do you think were TKO influenced, and do you think that TKO can effectively hurt the brand? We're going to start with Mike, since he hasn't been here for the first 2 weeks, because he wanted to go hang out with the Dominicans.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. So I'm gonna just start this off here with your Mike tangent of the night. With celebrities in WrestleMania throughout the course of WrestleMania's history, it's been synonymous. Celebrities are in attendance at WrestleMania. They've been there, right? We know Cyndi Lauper, we know Pete Rose, we know obviously Travis Scott of the most recency bias here. They've been synonymous. George Kittle, athletes, celebrities. It's the biggest show of the year for wrestling. For me personally, you're starting to see over these last few weeks a lot of talk about the ticket sales not moving as well as they did last year. Well, let's think about that. Last year, you just did WrestleMania in Vegas. You charged out the absolute ass for it. There were ways to get around that if you were smart, keen to these things. You were there, right? This year, same kind of deal. Prices are still high. Tickets are not moving. We're starting to see this struggle now between the board of TKO and the WWE creative side. You can see it evidently with the way this Cody and Randy Orton story has gone. Clear as day. There's influence from elsewhere in this because, as Chano touched on, Ari Emanuel loves Pat McAfee. He feels Pat McAfee could be a movie star in TV shows. So they're kind of sending Pat McAfee into this spotlight, and they're using poor Randy and Cody's WrestleMania match to do so. I think there's a huge power struggle right now, and I think going into next week and coming out of next week is going to be very telling for the next 2 years of this company.
Let's go to Tino. How are you feeling about the TKO, WWE rumors, speculations, and all the hot stuff going on?
I mean, Mike touched on a lot of things. Just to kind of just piggyback of what he said. I'm not too big on it. I mean, Randy, I think we could kind of all agree that like Randy and Cody didn't really need Pat there. But what I will say is maybe TKO's or whoever it is, their motive is working. I mean, everyone is talking about it. I personally think since Pat came out and punted Cody in his slobber knocker or whatever, I think CM Punk and Cody had one of their best promos since they came back to WWE. So he's definitely got the wrestling world buzzing. If this is that direction they're going at the moment is working. But going forward, I don't know how long it's going to work because it does seem rushed. It doesn't really feel like Mania season to me. But what I will say is, hey, Pat got the world talking. And again, just repeating myself, I do think what he said sparked Cody's and Punk's best promo since they've been back to the WWE.
Let's wrap this up. And Marcus, how do you feel about the war between TKO and WWE? The Cold War, allegedly.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's how I feel. Like, I was too big on, like, I think Pat's awesome. I think Pat does a great job on commentary. I do think Pat is a celebrity. I'm not going to say he's a superstar. I'm not going to say he can go out and do all these things because I don't know if he can or can't, right? Everybody is willing enough. Anybody could try. But I will tell you this. That man doesn't need to be in the center of the ring between Orton and Cody Rhodes. The last two wrestlers he need to be in between. Do you think that's some way to build his way to stardom? I think they're wrong. I don't think Pat was the call that needed to be made, or I don't know. It just doesn't add up.
So it's funny that you said a call. So you think it was a three-way call? It was Ari Emanuel who called Randy Orton first. Randy said, "Hi, yeah, hello, Mr. Emanuel." He said, "Wait, I'm patching somebody else. And give me a second." And it was Pat McAfee. Nice little three-way phone call going on.
What up, cuzzo? For the brand, it's me, Pat McAfee. I punt and I kick.
It's an honor, Randy. It's an honor. Let's do good business. Let's do it.
For the brand.
We'll touch on Pat in a little bit. I do want to touch base on something we heard at the Cody Rhodes podcast. What do you want to talk about? Triple H said going into WrestleMania 40 that Mr. McMahon, Vince, was still part of the day-to-day for creative, and that he still had to get his rocks off. Not his rocks off, but he still had to get his ideas and storylines pushed through Mr. McMahon. And then Triple H finally got his hands on it at WrestleMania 40 to dictate how he wanted to go on and further. And I think this is something that we've all seen in wrestling. As much grief and shit we give to Vince for his transgressions with Miss Grant and all the other allegations. And don't get me wrong, Vince had a very cold streak of wrestling when wrestling was extremely terrible on his watch. How do you feel personally about the transition from Vince-based storylines to Triple H-based storylines? Because I believe you can necessarily see the difference. Like Triple H would do more long-term storytelling for stories that may never pan out. For example, the Austin Theory, Grayson Waller tag team. Will they, won't they turn and they won the tag team championships. They never came back. You know what I mean? Austin Theory had an injury. Grayson Waller joined the New Day. And
it just kind of broke off, and now he's kind of.
So, Tino, since you spoke, since WrestleMania 40, if we truly take that as the Triple H era, because Triple H has had 3 eras since then, and it's only been a mania and a half away. How do you feel about Triple H's booking compared to Mr. McMahon's over the past 2 years?
I mean, obviously, so far these last couple of years, it's been, in my opinion, kind of like up and down. Obviously, it was really high. Seemed like we was kind of going towards a low, and kind of coincidence where like when Roman, even a little before Roman comes back, a certain big acquisitions like the Punk storyline with Rollins. He, like you said, it's long term, and Triple H doesn't mind stepping out of the world or the bubble of WWE. Where you hear on commentary them speaking on matches that was before they were in the promotion. But I think he's been good. Obviously, it's been up and down with Triple H, but just better matchmaking in my opinion. In terms of theory, I think any guy who was like a Vince guy, he wanted to steer away from and kind of show that he didn't really want to push them. But I think Triple H's been doing a good job, especially with the women's division, shaking it up, having Charlotte in the tags division, trying to bring a new face to like with Rhea and stuff like that. But I'm not mad at Triple H's booking.
What about you, Mike?
I mean, I think Triple H is fine. I have some complaints with his booking. It's not absolutely atrocious. I think he's done a lot of good over the time, that he's presided over the product and had full creative control. I think a lot of it does have to do with possibly influence from some of the yes men that were under Vince's regime still kind of being in that room and kind of still giving us kind of maybe those shittier ideas or those more like weird Vince ideas. I want to go back to Channel bringing this up about how Triple H had said like his first full Mania was 40. I could speak to that firsthand. I was at the Raw after WrestleMania 39. I remember like it was yesterday, sitting in the seats, and I'm a very observant fan because I like to look at kind of the production and what's going on in the back area. Everybody was running around like chickens without their heads. Everybody in the production area there where they have the timer for hard cam, everybody ringside the camera guys. Seth was in the ring about to cut a promo. They ran to Seth to like tell Seth, like they're literally screaming at Seth, like we need to talk to you. And that's when you saw that viral moment of Seth being pissed. The show was literally being written as it was live. So for that to show you what was going on, creative struggle, it's clear and evident that Triple H took over 40. That was his first Mania. You could tell that Vince still had a hand in the product up to that point. I think Triple H is fine. I think now Triple H now has a new enemy, TKO. The whole episode, the call, TKO versus WWE. That's his enemy now. Because TKO does not care about the product on the TV. They care about the bottom line, the stock. What is the stock? The stock was up today. The stock was up yesterday. They don't care about the product. They don't care who's in the creative seat. As long as what they get is theirs and they get their money at the end of the day. That's the sad reality of the wrestling business now.
And I want to add on this before I get Marcus's input on this. Wrestling is hot right now. Inevitably, wrestling has the valleys and the ups and downs. Soon, in a couple of years, wrestling will have a downslope. I'm not saying it to be negative. That's just the nature of professional wrestling. A lot of people grow out of wrestling and they come back to it. I know I fell out of love of wrestling. I came back to it. Tino specifically, I know same. He fell out of love with wrestling for a couple of years. Same thing with the bad guy BP. But we all make our way back. And I think that's the way for most fans. Most fans get tied up with the storylines. Some people, they don't feel it anymore and they fall off. But eventually we make our way back. And that's just the nature of the beast. But I generally do believe when there's enough lows for a couple of years and TKO can't sell and TKO can't raise their ticket prices, they're going to sell. And I generally believe in my heart that AEW is going to buy WWE. Because if it's not TKO, it's going to be, if it's not Tony Khan, it's going to be the Saudis. And if the Saudis buy WWE, I believe the product would be worse now. Would be worse.
Vince comes back.
If the Saudis hire Vince,
yep.
I don't think Vince is a bad booker. I think when you do it for so long, you eventually get misguided and you're jaded on what works and what doesn't work, even though this is a totally different generation of wrestling.
He stopped booking for the fans and started booking for himself.
And I agree with you.
And that's what most of his booking was. He was booking to pop himself and his friends most of the time.
and I agree with you. Vince is far from perfect as a booker. You know what I mean? But however, I don't think that would be the worst decision. I think the worst decision if Saudi was to buy WWE and then give booking to somebody who doesn't know wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine? They'd be like, "Yo, Joe Rogan, we'll give you $75 million a year if you book storylines for us." And he's like, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, all bookers have flaws, right?
Could you imagine that Joe Rogan becomes like the best promoter of all time? Like, his killer storylines, just absolutely fucking killing it.
Imagine they hire Tarantino because he just got a shit ton of money to go behind it. Honestly, I would pay 6 months to watch Tarantino. Bro, I would watch 6 months of Tarantino booking wrestling. You don't want to see Tarantino booking wrestling matches?
women would be wrestling barefoot. You want me? I mean, you're keeping low hanging fruit there. Every single poor woman in that every camera angle, they're all wrestling barefoot like Marina Shafir. Every camera angle tight there on the feet. If Tarantino gets involved, dog, you knew it was coming. Come on now.
Michael Bay. Every single slam has an explosion behind it.
More pyro. More pyro.
Every pay-per-view song is a Linkin Park song.
That's funny. That is really funny.
Marcus, what about you, brother? How do you feel about Triple H's booking since he's been on record saying that's him?
I mean, I feel like any promoter, right? He has ups and downs. I feel like we got to treat it just like you would treat anything. Let's give him 5 years. You know, he's pushing his mark. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but I'm also not going to say it's great. It's hard to compare it against Vince when Vince did it for so long. Like you
35 years.
You can't compare it. Nobody can compare. You can't even compare Tony Khan to that. It's not comparable. You know, Vince is on another level. He sits on an island by himself when it comes to promoting. He just has a knack for it. He figured it out, and he won't share it with the world, and that's okay. That's Vince McMahon. But I feel like Triple H is in the right direction. He definitely, like Mike said, and like Tino said, like the women are definitely is way better booked than Vince had his women booked.
Mm-hmm.
To say that Vince, was playing with his toys and was just making himself happy, I don't see why not. It's the only person who needs to make happy when you're running $1 billion company. Your fans are still we're still there, regardless if it's the big dog or if it's the bloodline. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns is still going to be Roman Reigns. So
That's
Vince knew what he was doing at that point, and I think Triple H is trying to figure that out. How can I do whatever I want to do, and the fans still don't care? But we're at a point where, like, nah, bro, we care. Yeah. We got to see something. We got to pull up. I Show Speed is not enough for me. We got to pull up.
Yeah, especially
he's enough for some people. I Show Speed is enough for some people.
That's the crazy part. To kind of expand, not to jump into this, but to expand on what Marcus is saying, it's like I felt for a while there Vince was testing the audience. Like, how much shit can I put on this TV until you finally say enough is enough and stop watching my product?
Right.
Like, I feel like at times with the Vince era, it was like he was testing us. Like you said, Marcus, like he found a way to put on the show that he wanted to put on while still saying to the fans, "Oh yeah, they'll watch. They're gonna eat this. This is such good shit. They're gonna eat this right up," And
that's a good
I
Vince
felt
point.
like I was being tested weekly when I would watch Raw or SmackDown because I'd get a segment that I'd love. Like, for example, I'd get a Firefly Funhouse segment on Raw. I'd love it. I'd eat it up. Then I would get Lacey Evans trying to have sex with Ric Flair on the same show, and it was like, huh? What? What? Like, what are we doing here? Like, back to you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to compare anybody to Vince. You know what I mean? It's really hard. Now, if you want to compare Triple H and TK,
I think that's a fair
argument. That's a very fair argument.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they've been doing it about the same.
I'd probably put Shawn right now over TK and Triple H.
I would absolutely. I would put Undertaker on as the top booker right now in 2026. Right now,
Undertaker.
That's not
LFG.
Here's Triple A.
Triple A.
Yeah.
That's scripted on top of a script.
Here's Triple A.
No. Triple A
has been consistently very good. Consistent. I've watched it for 5 weeks straight. I have not watched an episode where I was like, Taker's missing. He missed the mark this week. It's been good. And this weekend, you got Vikingo versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship, a title that was the last time that title was defended in Mexico. First time ever being defended in AAA is incredible stories here.
You know why?
Random.
You know why Dom couldn't do it? Because he was too busy being their world champion. But I digress.
That's a fact. Look at that, right? Undertaker took the gamble and said nobody wants to give Dom a chance with a world title. Fuck it. Put the world title on Dom.
With that being said, we're gonna go to our first commercial break, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
What's up, my fellow bad guys? Just when you thought we were down bad, Brandy's here to pick us right back up. Thanks to our partnership with SeatGeek, we got good seats and great prices. New users can score a fantastic $20 off their final ticket purchase by using the exclusive promo code 4SIDESOTR at checkout for any event. That's 4SIDESOTR. Tell them the bad guy sent you.
So let's talk about what's next for NXT. This past Saturday or Sunday, whatever the hell it was, this past
Saturday.
weekend, I knew I was able to watch it fully. This past Saturday was Stand and Deliver, the WrestleMania for NXT shows. So now this Tuesday we had a nice little reset. We have 2 new world champions, and Lola Vice and Tony D'Angelo.
Tony D.
And to be honest with you, the women's match was the only match I wanted to watch, but your boy was at the car show with his family. And I completely forgot it started at 7 p.m. Because once again, TKO hates me. And they want like, it's a good 8 o'clock start time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was home at 8. However, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So what's next for NXT, guys? We have 2 new world champions. The mid-card champions relatively the same. And potentially some call-ups. So I think the most surprising result for me this past weekend was Sol Ruka defeating Zarya. I think everybody believed that Sol Ruka was on the way up, and NXT does it very calmly. NXT, your last match, you lose your last match. You put the next person over, and you start fresh from the next show. So
I didn't mind the YouTube. I didn't mind it on YouTube, honestly.
I didn't mind it on YouTube.
I didn't either, yeah.
It was very easy for me to grab and find.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It was very easy. I didn't have to go on a channel. YouTube is very easy and accessible. If they did YouTube just so people to be able to grab it and just watch it and not have to find it on ESPN or any other app, they did a beautiful job. Because not only is NXT on the CW, which is the channel that most people will have available, putting on a YouTube to follow their main show, the big flagship show, it was a wonderful decision. I genuinely enjoyed it, and I hope NXT was able to find new fans.
Yeah.
Because, all these tablet kids watching wrestling because their parents are watching whatever the hell was going on, the March Madness, was able to throw it on the good old iPad. And listen, Nitran, first off, stop watching the show while you're working, brother. We're trying to get you the promotion so you could take all of us out the hood. You can't do that if you're watching the show at work, brother. Like, pay attention to what's going on in your workplace.
Except everybody else, you watch while you work, because you also bring us to the magical place.
Yes, 1,000%. I do not believe it's sink or swim for Lola Vice. Lola Vice is main roster bound. This title is for her to refine her tools and her skill set and take that next level. Tony D'Angelo, I'm more inclined to believe you because he's been there the longest. However, I think Tony D'Angelo is right there on the precipice of becoming something solid.
Yeah.
He looks like a superstar. He wrestles like a superstar. He talks like a superstar. He's essentially a 4 or 5 tool player. It's just finding a proper gimmick for him that actually works. He's Aki, man. He looks so strong. And you want that in somebody to carry your brand. And I think these were 2 great choices to have as your world champions.
I agree. Yeah. I just wanted to
go ahead, buddy.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to jump in because I was pretty excited about Tony D'Angelo winning the title. Because I believe I said last week that he kind of needed to win the title, and then him winning the title against 3 former champions, 3 reputable opponents. And I believe at least 2 out of the 3 other opponents are definitely main roster ready, and Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. Not to say that Joe Hendry isn't. I just believe he just needs to learn the WWE system just a little bit more. So he kind of showed that he could hang with the big guys. So I was excited to see him win. I think the only problem with Tony D, and it's not a complete bad thing, but there wasn't really like no real story to it. He just kind of came in, won the championship, wrecking shop beforehand. And in terms of Lola,
there was a story. Did you miss a story when Tony came back and Obafemi relinquished the title? He was there, brother. Like
he was in the back. But I was like, what I was going to say, I was comparing it to Lola in a sense where her it was more of a build. to where like she lost a lot of matches. She had like it was just a little bit more of a build. Now, granted, Tony was away for a while, and again, like you said, he was there, but he just came back and was kind of just like in the spotlight, and you knew he was going after that title. With Lola, it wasn't really out of nowhere because you knew she was championship material. It was just more of a build. But I love Stand and Deliver. I didn't mean to like step on your toes while you were talking. It's just I got so excited when you were talking about Tony D. Because he deserves it, man. Like you said, he's been on NXT for a minute. Hopefully YouTube brings a new roster. There's a new champion, and he's got the it factor for sure, like you guys said. So I'm excited.
How do you feel about Soruku going over Zarya?
It obviously it was a good match, but I did prefer Zarya to win over it. Just basically all the points that you said. I thought Zarya needed that kind of grudge match just to build momentum. But Zarya is a superstar. A loss doesn't hurt her completely, but I just think So didn't really need to win the match, but it was a good match. I wasn't mad at it.
I'm trying to figure out. I didn't really care much for the tag team match. Did you catch that?
It was a good match.
What was the tag team? It was the Vanity Project, no?
Yeah, against
Los
the
Americanos.
Americanos.
Very good match.
Americano.
I think my biggest, at least for me, my biggest takeaway with that match was kind of just like, I was gonna say, Blake Monroe being part of that faction. That'll definitely kind of put that faction a little over. I feel like because she's a superstar. They're definitely got a lot of chips invested in Vanity Project if they got Blake with them. That was my biggest takeaway with that match.
Mike, how did you feel about the Blake Monroe, Payne Paxley?
Tatum Paxley.
Butchering it.
First thing I want to say is so Tony D winning the title, that's huge. I agree everything Channel you said. He looks like a star. He talks like a star. He looks like he moves like a star. The guy looked incredible in the match. Going into that fatal four-way, we obviously know Ricky and Ethan are very close to a main roster call-up, more particularly Ethan. To answer the question, what's next for NXT is Revenge next 2 weeks. We're going to see Tony D defend the title against Ethan Page next week, which probably signifies that's Ethan Page's last match in NXT. Tano, my good brother, there was a story with Tony D. Tony D came back after losing his family, and he said he has 2 things that he wants to accomplish when he came back. The first was breaking up Dark State and breaking them down and beating the shit out of them. Accomplished. There's kind of some seeds sown between Dark State that shows that Dark State might not be around much longer as a faction. The other thing that he had on his list was win the NXT championship. He accomplished both of those things. That was the Tony D story. It was redemption. It was coming from the ashes, losing it all, and holding the top prize in NXT, something that has eluded him his entire time in NXT. Paxley and Monroe, very good match between 2 incredible, talented women. Tatum Paxley, in my personal opinion, is a woman that we should be keeping a very close eye on. We keep close eyes on a lot of these women. Sol Ruka, Blake Monroe, Zarya. Keep a very close eye on Tatum Paxley. Lola Vice, Tano? She was in a triple threat, big dog. She got lucky. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, Lola Vice, another really good moment for her, right? She's lost a lot of matches. She was an NXT breakout superstar. She won the breakout tournament. She lost that title. You know, she's been chasing that title since she's been in NXT. So good on her for getting that title. Back to you, Chano, in the studio.
Marcus, I think you're the only one we haven't really got an opinion off of the Stand and Deliver results. And what do you believe? What's next for next?
I think Sean's in good hands. I think he told perfect storylines except the Sol Ruka one. I think that was a good way first to send Sol Ruka to the main roster, and also just putting over who I believe is probably your best in-ring wrestler in that roster. She has a bag and she needs to be exposed because Zara is very, very talented. So I feel like we dropped the ball there, but other than that, congrats to Lola Vice. She deserves it. She's been holding it down on NXT for a hot minute. I wonder if she's ready for this spotlight. because NXT is swim or drown. You know what I mean? And I know Sean is ready to move on if he needs to. So he has a lot of women on that roster that could hold that title and make it look really, really good. So Lola's just got to step it up a little bit because she's really the one. She's got her back against the fence. You know what I mean? All these other girls can have an opportunity.
I don't think so, man.
I'm
going to be honest. I'm going to say something insane right now, and this might get me into a lot of trouble out there. But listen, man, if Nikita Lyons has a job, Lola Vice will have a job. Straight up.
Whoa, yeah. That's
I don't even know. I don't even know what that means.
Whoa.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Now I understand the Nikita slander, but I feel like Lola has made a night.
No, yeah, I think Lola's.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
I think Lola's in ring is great, and I think her gimmick is awesome too. But there's also there's just a lot of other talented women on that roster that could easily have that spot as well. You know what I mean? And if she is not on her A game, 10 out of 10 every Tuesday night, or when she needs to be for PLEs, whenever she's defending that title, people will talk, and maybe creative might go a different way. Like I said, there's a lot of other women on that roster you could put the title on and see. Okay, let's see who can rock before you try to go a Blake Monroe route. Tony D'Angelo. Go ahead.
I will say this: Lola Vice will have every opportunity to show that she can be a world champion on that roster. As woman focused and woman heavy as it is, if she fails, it won't be because of a lack of opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? She'll have every single opportunity. I feel like it'll be easier for Tony D to get lost in the shuffle than it would be for Lola Vice, because women on NXT are such a big staple of what the show is. My fault for cutting you off. That was just my one put about the Lola Vice situation. I
look at it like this: it takes her standing across. It takes one night for her standing across the wrong person and a promo for fans to switch.
That's true.
The moment she slips up and the moment the fans switch, you can start looking a different way. And there is 15 women on that roster you could throw the title on and be like, yeah, she can go over Lola Vice.
But I will say this, like maybe it's because just like I was a Lola fan before she was in WWE. When I used to watch MMA and Bellator, it's for her to lose. I feel like, because she's a fighter, like a literal fighter. She's gonna grind. She's gonna be that underdog champion. She's gonna put on a good match. She's gonna have a decent promo. Not disagreeing with what you said, because NXT roster is loaded with talented women. But right now, her winning that title, triple threat match or not, she showed that she could hang, and I love that. I just have a thing for like the underdog champion, I guess. But she should carry the company as women's champion for at least a few months, I think, pretty well.
Look, there is no Lola Vice slander here tonight from your boy here. Maybe bad comparison earlier.
Anybody's slander.
That was I'm not gonna hold you. That was.
I think you're the only one who actually had Lola Vice slander.
That wasn't even classified as slander. I'm just saying, because we're talking about this scenario when we're saying how, you know, like it's sink or swim for Lola and Tony, because our boy at work over there is, you know, bored. That's who I'm directing that comment to. I'm saying that's who I'm talking to here. I'm talking to Martin, who's off camera. I'm saying if he's saying if it's sink or swim for Lola, then it is sink or swim for
the whole roster.
For the whole roster, exactly. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. That's the bold comparison I was trying to make, where I was saying, like, dude, if she's got a job, then don't worry about Lola. She'll have work. Don't worry. You know. The women in NXT are so special because these last 5 years, the women that have hit the main roster have done tremendous things. They are the women's main roster now. And I think that's incredible, and that speaks to the precedent of that WWE talent pool that they have. But I think they're starting to kind of realize it now by kind of bringing in some of these indie, wrestlers with the ID program and intermixing them in NXT. I think they're starting to realize there's only so many of those that can adapt to this workflow as quickly as they can. And I think they've kind of hit their max where they're like, okay, we've got them all at this point. Like now we got to kind of start to bring different
figure it out.
talent. Yeah, figure that out. And I think that's what we're going to see with the men's division very soon, because the men's division, if we are correct and following the next 2 weeks, a guy like Ethan Page hits the main roster, that's a big blow to the men's division in NXT. He's a foundation right now. You know, if it were to happen, you know, Joe Hendry were to somehow, you know, sneak into the main roster too, it's another guy. That's another big cornerstone from NXT's men's division that you're losing. So there's going to be a very interesting NXT. I think what's next for NXT, to answer the question as an entirety, I think we're going to see a lot more of the people that may have been on Evolve start to kind of creep in and kind of take those spots and fill in those gaps, just like that always has been in NXT. But I think it's going to be more of that.
Sorry.
All right. I hear you. Wrap it up.
I was a little baffled. I think my only hot take, if this can be considered a hot take, I think Lola's a placeholder for Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray is gonna win that women's championship, and she's gonna run that place for like 3 straight years. She's an absolute dog. An absolute dog, yo. It's crazy. She's picked it up so fast.
I think you're right about that, man. I think Kendall Gray's next up,
bro. Super, absolute goddamn.
So how long you think? Because I said a few months, so I would say Lola holds it till the summer. The summer is a couple months till August, September.
Lola gets it till
4 months.
No, Lola gets it till Heat Wave, Money in the Bank weekend.
I think if she holds it for over 4 months, absolute win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at least 4 months or so. That's a win. I agree.
Because you have women on the up and up right behind her knocking on that door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whenever Blake's done playing with the mid-card title on NXT and she starts going for the Women's World Championship, she's one of them. Kendall Gray's another one. You have Fallon Henley. You have women on the up and up.
That's gonna be
honestly, wouldn't be surprised if it's Kendall Gray, Blake, Stand and Deliver next year.
Tatum Paxley.
I wouldn't be surprised. Pax is such a weird situation. I don't even know what to really expect from her to be.
I like Pax. She won me over her promo like about a month ago. She's
Yo, can I have a hot take? Can I say a really, really hot take and nobody judge me for this? I want to know if this is a safe place.
I can't promise I won't judge you, but
I felt like watching the Blake Monroe Pax match. I felt like Blake had to purposely slow herself down so Pax can keep up. I just felt like it wasn't. I just felt like it felt a little weird at times.
See, I'm a little different. I think Pax had to slow herself down because Blake is still trying to figure out this WWE way of wrestling.
I mean, it could definitely be that way as well. I just noticed that it was a little slow. There was some transitions that weren't as fluid as I like. And I definitely expect way more from Blake Monroe than I do from Pax. So I think I noticed it more on Pax's side than I did on Blake's side. But that's a good observation. It could have been the other way around. Pax slowing herself down to suit Miss Blake.
I think the name that Marcus just said, Fallon Henley. Here's a woman,
superstar.
Here's a woman who I thought was going to be on the main roster already by now. This is a woman who I thought, after her feud with Tiffany Stratton that sent Tiffany to the main roster, I swore on everything Fallon was next up. They did Fatal Influence. It works like a charm. The question I pegged to the three of you here is JC Jane to the main roster with or without Fatal Influence?
Oh, without. 1,000%.
Without? Because you mean to tell me on the Raw after Mania, it would not be nice, depending upon what happens with Mania, it wouldn't be nice to see Liv, Roxanne, and Raquel in the middle of the ring on Raw and Fatal Influence come out to confront them?
No, because I think Liv, Raquel, and I think Raquel and Rox have something planned. I think Judgment Day's breaking up.
I think after Liv, I think when Win lives the title, I think that is her first feud with Raquel. It makes the most absolute sense.
I also say solo. I say single
ahead.
too because I think JC would be great for the SmackDown's women's mid card because there's like talent there, but the matches for some odd reason are lacking. Like Julia's over there. That mid card, that USA Women's title has been really lackluster since Chelsea's dropped. And I hate to say that, but it has been. You know what I mean? Because entertainment wise, it's not there. So
they
like
didn't tell us who Julia was. That's the problem. They didn't make us care about Julia.
That was the problem. They brought Julia wrong. They brought her in wrong. So if you bring JC,
they brought her up too fast.
I agree with that too. She wasn't Stephanie. She wasn't Steph.
No. And I think, to be honest with you, if I were to switch this around, I think right now the U.S. champion should have been Jordan Grace, not Julia. Going back to that whole Chelsea Green drops to the Julia shit, that should have all been Jordan Grace's. She was in first. She's got the American fan base behind her already. Jordan Grace with that U.S. title holding open challenges weekly, that was the move. They fumbled.
Plus, you never gave her the NXT title.
And you never gave her anything. You never
called that though. I knew she was never going to win it.
That was a fumble, man. That was such a tough thing for her. She comes into the company, she comes into NXT, and who follows her? Stephanie Vecchia, Julia, Blake Monroe. Like, that's tough.
It is, but her character arc is going to be perfect because the moment she snaps is when somebody goes, "You were supposed to be this big star, and you've done nothing." Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we and I hope she heals.
And that's the moment Jordan Grace goes, "Oh, you're right. You know what? I am a monster." Bam, power bomb.
I am the Juggernaut.
Whoever it is. Yeah, I am the Juggernaut.
Exactly.
And then we get this freaking Jordan Grace run like wow.
There's the women's U.S. titles not being defended on WrestleMania. This is all conversation for next week. So be sure to tune in for the Four Sides of the Ring WrestleMania extravaganza next week.
Yes, sir. That is the Julia situation is extremely weird because I agree with you. They didn't necessarily have anything really planned for her. But that being said, we're gonna go to our final ad before we get into all the good stuff. We have the Dynasty preview, and we have the call, Pat McAfee. Should he have been the phone call in the first place? But we'll see you guys in a bit.
Dive into a world where every pinfall, every suplex, and every promo is celebrated in fashion. From the legendary 3-count trivia to the iconic bad guy wrestling, we've got the latest gear to elevate your wrestling wardrobe. Show off your passion for the squared circle. It's not just clothing, it's a lifestyle. Come shop with us and unleash your inner champion at foursidesofthering.com. That's foursidesofthering.com.
And welcome back, guys. So we're gonna talk about Pat McAfee. Randy Orton says, "Listen, guys, you guys are gonna find out who's the phone call person." And I was like, "Oh my God, it's a Bob Orton?
It's Arn
Jr.?
Anderson.
Is it Bob Orton Sr.? Is it Arn Anderson? Is it The Rock?
Is it Ted DiBiase Jr. with the county jail suit still on?
Ted DiBiase Sr. with the holograph?
He's still here, brother.
Oh, he is? Oh. Never
is it Dustin Rhodes? So he can come get his baby brother? Because he's tripping?
Is it a wrestler with a generational history that can offer influence and there's more than one royal family?
Is it Kenny Omega?
Is it Rikishi? What if Rikishi I popped? There's more than one royal family, brother.
It's Rikishi.
You know what I mean?
What? Do you imagine?
Fucking ghost of
Rikishi
Yokozuna. You know what I mean?
out.
It's crazy.
Oh man, Martin would have loved that.
Shane McMahon.
Jeff Hardy.
Shane McMahon. Jeff
It
Hardy.
could have been anybody. It could have been Batista. Could have been Ric
Spirit
Flair.
Squad.
Nah.
Could have been Arn Anderson. Could have got the Spirit Squad. Could have called up God himself. It could have been Randy talking to fucking Randy, but no.
Yeah, that's what I thought initially too. Like it was him talking to himself, like he's just gotten so in his head. He kind of just that would have been the better story to me. Like or even Wade Barrett, but that would have been the better story to me than Pat. I mean, I don't like Channel said earlier where if you're into dirt sheets or whatever, like you kind of seen that they said that he came out and kind of went on the fly. And you could tell. One thing that kind of stood out to me, I actually wrote a note on it on my phone when I was watching SmackDown. He said something along the lines of Randy Orton was like the bridge from the Attitude Era to now. And that just was like he was more part of like the PG era, which was probably one of the worst eras in wrestling. So like Pat, it like we said, well, what I said earlier, it just doesn't really fit. Like at least he has the wrestling world buzzing, everyone's talking about it. My biggest takeaways are the promos from after what he said, but him being part of it, it just doesn't work for me. And I told Channel this a few days ago, like my fear is that it'll get too gimmicky because like who's going to be on Cody's side? Jelly Roll. And it's like, okay, cool. So it's like Jelly Roll and it's just too much. It's too much.
All my ringsiders, I'm sorry. Tino must have forgot that the GOAT John Cena was carrying the PG era for us. So I thought wrestling was great.
Listen, he's on the TKO's payroll. Oh, Mike, you missed it. we found out that TKO pays Tino and half in cinnamon buns.
I know.
Positive takes.
Well, I tuned in. I wasn't here, but I was watching.
I just got him a new laptop too.
Oh wait. So you know, my name is Sami Zayn, and I'm gonna be world champion.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. Randy Orton talking to Randy. If Randy was like, I'm gonna call him right now. It's just a dial tone to signify that he's just been talking to himself.
It's pretty fire.
That would have been fucking
production value in WWE. You could have had something so cool made up, a video of like a video reveal like they used to do of Randy on the phone talking, and he's like, "Yeah, you're right, whatever." And then like you could have done like something cool, like where he's like in the locker room or like in a bathroom or something, and you look at the mirror and the mirror pans, and it's Randy. And it's like 2009 Randy or some shit. Like you could have done something so cool with all this money, and you got Lee Fitting back there, Mr. Marvel Cinematic Universe boy, and you don't tap into. That's what bugs me. You have some of the best creative minds in the wrestling business. You don't tap into them. You don't use them. You have Ari Emanuel make the call and say, "I want Pat McAfee on SmackDown," and Pat's gonna bash the fucking company. Bash it. That's what we're doing. We become so meta in this WWE product of Unreal reality shows and peek behind the curtains. So let's put it all on the table. I haven't been here in 2 weeks. You're peeling the curtain back for Unreal. You've now signified with this power struggle, showing these promos, having Cody Rhodes come out after and retcon everything that was said in the first hour, having Punk do what he did on Monday on Raw. You basically have said, yeah, we peeled back the curtain for Unreal, but wait, we've got a secret curtain that we're not going to pull back. You've basically created this meta strange universe that you're saying, yeah, the product sucks. We know it sucks. We're going to tell you it sucks. Now that's how we're going to say and make it better.
You got to open your third eye.
Come on, man. Yeah. Let me.
Got to open the third eye.
You got to open your third eye and see what's coming at you.
Hit the darkness retreat and,
It's crazy because Pat did say something that was interesting. I think the one big takeaway, I think it was also kind of hilarious. Well, I feel like I got to do this every single week. My name is Chana, whoever you need me to be, and I'm an ageist. Once you hit an age past 45 years old and you clearly lose a step, I no longer watch on my television.
Or if you're just 45, because you can still have a step and it's just like...
When we turn 45, you're automatically on my list. I think it's funny to say a 48, 49-year-old Randy Orton who's clearly out of his fucking prime, who's been taking sabbaticals for health reasons to be around, is going to say professional wrestling. I think the thought of that is just absolutely fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? If you're talking about peak prime Randy Orton, I'm like, goddamn right, that man is going to say professional wrestling. Look at him. He's a goddamn fucking physical specimen.
That drop kick, my goodness.
You know what I mean? Fucking over here punching seniors. Randy is arguably one of the greatest of all time, dog. I'm not even lying to you. But telling me a close to 50-year-old Randy Orton who can't go a quarter of what he used to is gonna save professional wrestling, and wrestling sucks because we're past the Attitude Era. Like,
Cody
bro,
Rhodes the champion. Wrestling sucks because Cody
bro,
Rhodes the champion.
you know, I'm not even a big Cody fan, but to put this all on Cody's shoulders, but like this, it's your fault why wrestling sucks. I'm like, bro, what do you mean?
Throw your fandom aside, whether you're Team Reigns, Team Rhodes, Team this, Team that. Like as the viewer watching, throw that aside and think about that. You have a guy, a podcast personality, former WWE commentator, former punter, come into the very company that all of these men and women dedicate their entire lives to, and this guy tells you on live television, you all fucking suck. I'm tired of watching 5'5" midgets wrestle 45-minute Iron Man matches. This is promo material McAfee was using against Adam Cole in NXT. Okay? This is not SmackDown WrestleMania Night 1 main event match material. This is feud with Adam Cole, Pat McAfee bullshit.
It's kind of crazy that you kind of word it like that, because it's hilarious in a sense where those 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" guys, they be carrying companies, man.
They're carrying companies.
I hate to bring it to the other side, but have you guys seen Kyle Fletcher? That man is an absolute dog. And wrestling has evolved in a state where we're no longer watching these 6'5" Goliaths duke it out in the middle of the ring. That's no longer what wrestling is. Wrestling is so much more athletic now than it ever has been, to the point where maybe it's a little repetitive and cut and dry and cookie cutting all kind of looks the same. But wrestling right now is super athletic. Look at Javon Evans. That man probably has 3 muscles on his entire body, but that man be flying, dog. And I brought up Javon because I saw Javon in the interview. He said, I overshoot on my jumps to make it more realistic, so it doesn't look like a cut, copy, and paste dance. I want to overshoot this way it looks like an actual fight, and I respected that. But that's what wrestling is nowadays. It's super athletic. It's a whole bunch of springboards, cutters, super kicks. Like, Gunther works in this era because Gunther's the only one doing big man shit. That's the reason why our crowd, she was able to revamp herself in the middle of her heel run, because she started doing legitimate big woman shit because she stands out that way. This is what wrestling is now. To say that wrestling sucks because a lot of people stopped watching from the Attitude Era, guess what? Those people still watch. You know what they're watching now, though? They're watching AEW. Because when you grow up, you actually care more about the wrestling and storytelling. Don't get me wrong, I like both. I love a good story. That's what drew me with the Bloodline shit. But don't get me wrong, I love a great match. And it's hard to do a combination of both when WWE is catered towards kids. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be, because that's the bread and butter. That's who the parents buy their kids tickets to go to a show. The parents buy their kids merch. The parents buy their kids autographed pictures from the day of. You know what I mean? Wrestling WWE particularly has become very family friendly in the sense they're selling the product to children and their parents. It's not meant for the people in the Attitude Era. The people from the Attitude Era who were watching in their teens, guess what? They're in their 30s and 40s now, dog. Closer to 50. Their kids are in college already. They probably turn on wrestling once in a blue to keep up with their kid if the kids watching wrestling. You know what I mean? But realistically, those fans from the Attitude Era, they're really not even watching like that no more. And if they are, they're watching something else because it's a completely different product from the 90s. And I hate to say it because I'm ageist as hell. A close to 50-year-old Randy Orton isn't going to be your key to the promised land to go do so. It's just not going to happen. The Attitude Era was for the guys with a larger-than-life personalities and characters. WWE has that in Roman as the tribal chief. You have that in CM Punk, who doesn't care about anybody's opinion. And I didn't even want to put this on Cody because Cody is the kid's superhero right now. You know what I mean? Kids love Cody Rhodes. You can't give him a larger-than-life character and still expect for children to love him. It just doesn't. He's modern day John Cena, and you can take that for however you want to personally take that.
And that's what he's going through right now. He's going through his John Cena. Cena sucks. So we love Cena era right now. You're watching it play out. That's what's happening.
And listen, it is what it is. Cody Rhodes' biggest problem it's not a Cody Rhodes issue. It's a fact they have it's a creative issue. They don't have big enough heels, bad enough heels to actually go through with it. Because if you used to, Drew McIntyre works as a heel, but the material they gave him and Cody was absolutely terrible.
Terrible. You can't even build off it.
Just like Randy and Cody, you have years of history between those two guys. They came up together. They were in the company as rookies together, fighting, clawing tooth and nail for a spot in the company. I don't understand, how we've strayed so far in this TKO era because of the influence of TKO from what got us to the dance. Sports entertainment, professional wrestling. That's what we're here to talk about. And honestly, not to keep going here, Channel. I'm sorry. I got to get this off.
You good. No, go ahead.
Attitude Era. Everybody who longs for the Attitude Era, they give you bits and pieces of it, and then you run on social media and you say you're offended. The Attitude Era only worked at its time because that's what was happening in pop culture. That was what was happening in society. Back in the 90s, 2000s, the society was changing, right? We had more anti-establishment. We had more, I hate my boss, heavy metal, punk rock. That was what was becoming popular. Think of that kind of, personality type. Think about the people that you would see in the crowds at wrestling shows. Think about kind of like the music that was there. Limp Bizkit, heavy metal, hard rock. That was what the vibe, and it worked because that's what was going on in the world at the time. It was anti-establishment, rap, heavy metal, all of that was at the forefront. Nowadays, it's a different world, baby. And I don't think we can't go back to something. It's like you leave your toxic ex and you move on, and then you go back to her after 3 years thinking she's not toxic anymore, but she's still just as toxic as ever. It's the same thing. That's what you want to see. You want to see kind of weird shit on your TV screens weekly and questionable storylines, or do you want to actually see kind of more grounded in reality, professional sports entertainment wrestling?
And listen, that makes sense. But right now, wrestling's in a weird spot. And I don't even think it's just wrestling. I think it's SmackDown. SmackDown is kind of like the no man's zone. You know what I mean? It's a weird predicament because you kind of don't know what to expect from anybody on that show at any given moment. For crying out loud, we could have ran Trick Williams and Sami Zayn as a regular WrestleMania match. But however, they had to involve Sami Zayn as the United States champion and go from there. So SmackDown by itself is extremely weird. But one thing I would have loved to see Cody do is face Gunther for the championship. I feel like Gunther as a natural heel, they would have meshed so well character-wise. And it sucks that he's on Raw and he's stuck over there because Raw has actually better heels than SmackDown does. I don't understand how you fumble the biggest babyface in your company and not surround him by credible heels. That's the issue.
Because he's going to retire. He's going to retire Brock Lesnar.
And I understand that, but Brock Lesnar's not necessarily on a brand-to-brand basis. You know what I mean? Brock Lesnar does. Listen, his shirt.
I agree with that, but Paul Heyman is, and that's the story.
The problem with that is that they had the story was there from last year when Cody beat Gunther for the Crown Jewel Championship. It was right there. Like, I think Cody and Gunther for sure would have been a Mania match, and then I think the Punk and Roman thing happens naturally. Genuinely, I think that's what should have happened this year's Mania. As much as I want Randy and Cody, I think that could have happened another year, next year after.
Doing that, you can't get Pat McAfee in the damn thing.
Yeah, man. Listen, I said it a few weeks ago, man. That this WrestleMania on paper, the matches, you're like, wow, those are some really good matches. Look, we're gonna dive deep into that next week. But look at that card. Some people will. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. In my opinion, it's a very good card on paper. When you look at the matches, you're like, that's stacked. That's good talent. Then you watch it play out over these last 5-6 weeks. And you go, what is this slop? Why do I care about this match again? But at the same time, WWE has a weird way of pulling it all together in the 11th hours. And that's what this week is going to be about, that we're about to head into. Monday and Friday, that's the 11th hour. Can they tie this all together? Can they retcon what they fucked up last week on Friday, tried to fix on a Monday? Can they redo it on a Friday? Can they redo it tomorrow night? Can you start SmackDown feasibly introducing Pat McAfee with Randy and then deciding Randy doesn't need him and takes care of Pat McAfee? Is that the direction they go? Or do they double down and say, we're in it now, boys. TKO made the call. Let's run it.
And it's funny you say that, because I think they're knee deep in it now. Because as you guys were talking, I was kind of here thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, Randy is to a point where obviously he's like a legend status, right? So like you're gonna cheer for him because he's Randy, right? Like we know there's not much time left. He's chasing that title again. So you can't, at least how I feel, you can't really boo him. But Pat being there, you want to boo him because Pat, what he said about the business, us being wrestling fans, it's like he's a piece of shit. He's with Orton. Let's boo them since they're together. But how is that, like, again, I was thinking to myself, is that long term? Is he gonna be like, is he always gonna come out with Randy? Because if it's just like for these next couple of weeks, you know, tomorrow basically, and then Friday and till Mania, let's say Randy wins the title. We're gonna most likely cheer, right? I mean, unless Pat is with him, is to me, Pat isn't, even though he said what he said about the business, he's not that big to make me want to boo Randy. So just to kind of just of what you said, I was again just thinking to myself, they have no choice but to just, they're knee deep in it now. They can't plug out Pat at this point. As long as they don't put in Jelly Roll, no more gimmicky stuff. Like I get it, celebrities, more eyes. I get it, selling tickets, but like don't involve it too much into the match itself. It's already getting too sloppy.
WWE back-to-back Manias have ruined dream matches on the card. Last year, and it's funny enough,
It's been Cody.
It's always been Cody. Everyone will say Cody's the guy. Cody's this. Cody's that. He's Triple H's guy for sure. It's not TKO's guy. That's not TKO's guy. And you could tell clear and evident because now back-to-back Manias, they've ruined dream matches that should have just been about the history between the two. Cena and Cody, you didn't need Travis Scott. Yes. Randy and Orton, you don't need Pat McAfee. You don't need Jelly Roll. And you don't have to call up Diana Rossino either. No. You don't have to call up anybody. Okay? Just leave it alone. Stop touching shit.
Literally, yeah.
Stop it. We have missed out on one of my favorite parts of a WWE feud, the fucking video package with the really good music to it. We have not gotten that. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted from this. I wanted the video package showing Cody and Randy with legacy and the history and all the crazy fucked up shit Randy's done and Cody and this and that, played to the tune of some really wild, sad, sappy song that's super obscure that you would never hear. And you're like, damn, that shit hits. I wanted crazy enough to say, I wanted Randy kidnapping Pharaoh.
But then what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with all my celebrities? I got iShow Speed. He could stream to 1 million people, Mike. To 1 million people. To 1 million people watch Netflix. That's all that matters. To 1 million people watch ESPN.
Listen.
He's gonna have.
I'm just saying. What
do you call it?
I agree with you. I agree with you, but we're thinking like wrestling fans. TKO is not thinking like wrestling fans. Bro.
Wait, all you guys are talking shit about? All you guys are talking shit about Jelly Roll until Jelly Roll hits Randy Orton with a Spanish fly off the top rope.
Yeah, when Jelly Roll turns heel on Cody Rhodes and helps Randy Orton and Pat McAfee.
I just want to say, listen. I don't care about any. I don't care about any about. You want your 5-star matches? You want your 5-star matches? I want to see Jelly Roll hit Randy Orton with a Spanish fly off the top rope at the fucking WrestleMania. He could do it to Cody. It doesn't matter. I want to see my man to the Spanish fly on the top rope. It's looking
no way.
Also, that's gonna be the album cover of his fucking next fucking album. It's hit fucking mid-air, fucking upside down in the middle of the Spanish fly.
I want to say TKO. I know TKO is nonsense to show that there are a million ways you can turn somebody heel against your super babyface Cody Rhodes. He doesn't have to get kicked in the balls every single time for somebody to turn. It's like the fourth time my man's got kicked in the balls, bro.
A lot of people have been getting kicked in the balls lately.
He can get slapped in the face. You can spit on him. You can do a lot of other things to disrespect him. You'd be like, damn, I don't like this guy. You got kick my man in the dick 4 times, bro. That's
when you say it, you know, this reminds me of that the Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode. He's like, you can punch me, you can squeeze me, you can stab me. That's okay. I'm gonna set me on fire. He's like, well,
crazy because
he's like, what won't you do? He's like, you a little kinky, aren't you?
Yeah, you freaky. Yeah. See, that's the crazy thing about this whole thing. It's like Triple H knows what he has in front of him. You could, genuinely speaking, Punk and Roman is a great match. It's been a really solid build. I have to give credit where credit is due to Punk carrying. I'm sorry, guys. You hate me, love me, whatever. Take it how it is. Punk's carrying this feud to WrestleMania. The only reason I care about Punk and Roman is because of Punk. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, the only thing I cared about was finally getting to see these two wrestle after all these years. Finally seeing the final form of Cody Rhodes face off against the final form and the aging Randy Orton on the grandest stage of them all for the most prized possession in sports entertainment. And we can't have that. It's the same feeling I felt last year going into WrestleMania, getting ready to see Cena, my childhood hero, against the new kid's childhood hero, Cody Rhodes, and a guy who I'm very fond of, Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes is a class act. I think one of the best in the business right now. And it's the same feeling I have this WrestleMania. They do not care, like Marcus said, about the wrestling. They care that you're talking about it on social media. They care that you can clip 15 seconds of the 4-hour show and put it on TikTok and get 1.5 million engagements in 5 minutes. They care that they can put this shit on social media, that they can pop a number, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or sad. They don't care because it gets a number.
TKO looks at it like this. If they can't get your attention in 5 seconds, they don't want to. They don't care if it's Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins. Make the match happen. They don't care if it's that. They'd be like, yeah, but people want to see Jelly Roll versus I Show Speed for the WWE Championship.
As long as the Spanish flies off the top rope at Jelly Roll, I don't give a fuck about anything else.
They said TKO said, but we signed the Zombie King to put Chano over to put him through a table.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna talk more about the Cody Rhodes match in next week in our big WrestleMania episode. Please feel free to tune in and watch that. That's gonna be we're gonna get passionate about some wrestling next week, gentlemen.
It's gonna be intense.
All right, let's get into this weekend's pay-per-view. Very wrestling heavy month for April.
Oh yeah.
Let's touch base on this before I lose my voice and I start dropping 244 bars for my EP. 18 tracks, no hooks, no instruments, just real rap.
Sounded like Pop Smoke at the end of this show.
Just real hip hop, just real hip hop. My voice almost got stuck like that. I got scared for a second. We got the 0-hour match: Alex Windsor versus Marina Shafir. I think the only reason I care about Marina at all is because she's Roger Strong's wife, and I think that's a very interesting dynamic.
No, she's.
I want to try to catch that match. I like Winslow.
I've yet to watch enough. Go ahead, Mike.
I know Quentin Tarantino will be keeping a close eye on this match.
Yesterday we got our first announced match for Double or Nothing, which the gang is going over there. It should be a great pay-per-view.
Are we still going?
I mean, you give me the money for your ticket. It don't matter.
I thought you were gonna give me a refund when you found out the main event was Chris Jericho versus MJF for the AEW World Championship.
All right, so we have the Young Bucks versus Konosuke Takeshita and Okada. And then a Double or Nothing is going to be Takeshita versus Okada for the International Championship. Banger. I don't really care about
can they coexist Don Callis family tag team match at fucking Dynasty?
They've been doing this for months.
No family.
I'm gonna let it slide. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I've been with the Dominicans. I'll let it slide. I'll let no Don Callis.
I forgot about that conversation between Don Callis. That shit slipped my mind.
I'll let it slide.
Oh my
Come on
god,
now, it's great.
I just seen a match that made me very upset.
Yep.
That's a match from the one. Darby Allin versus Andrade. I know Martin's underwear is moist right now, completely. Fucking completely.
Insane thing to say.
Oh,
he's already saying this is a 5-star match.
yeah, bro. That man loves some Andrade. Andrade can wrestle a spoon. He's calling it a fiver.
He's texting Dave Meltzer right now. The ending, the finish to the match.
Dave Meltzer just blasted about 30 stars all across his bedroom.
Yep.
And that's not a euphemism. Let's find a margarita match for me just to piss off Martin.
That's
This
a
is
margarita
definitely-
match just on the
this is-
Darby Allin side.
This is a margarita match for me. I don't care what nobody says.
It's margarita match.
Chris-
Too.
Chris Poopy Jericho versus Ricochet.
Hey, bro.
It's AI, Rick. That's an AI logo. AEW's lazy now. They said we're just gonna AI the fucking graphics.
Chris, go ahead, Tino. I know you're a Chris Jericho lover. Get it off your chest.
I am a Chris Jericho fan, so I will be tuning into that match. They kind of alluded to it yesterday on Dynamite. Ricochet kind of was saying, it's a difference between being like in shape and in ring shape, and him being old and everything like that. But hey, look, I'm just kind of excited. Not really more so for the match, I guess itself. It's just Jericho's back, man. He brought back the list. I think Ricochet is the perfect opponent. Everyone hates Ricochet, and it's just good to see Jericho back, man.
That's Ricochet's punishment for that fucking tweet comment. He has to wrestle Chris Jericho now take that, Ricochet, and fucking tweet that.
You know what you got to do? You got to put over Jericho now.
You got to put over Jericho, bitch. Good
Right.
luck.
I'm not gonna hold you. That makes my heart warm.
Why? Can we put the fucking picture of that match back on the screen, please? Why the fuck is Chris Jericho hitting the duck lip bottle girl fucking
He's mewing.
I was about to ask the same
lip
question,
injection pose, dog?
bro. And Ricochet looks like he's about to say, "What's up?"
He's like, what's up, mama?
He goes, "What's up?"
Ricochet
I'm not
looks
gonna
like
hold
a
you.
fuck boy who somebody took his hat off mid flirt and is like, shit.
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. Fucking Chris Jericho was like, I mailed some matches in. I had some stinkers. I was like, no shit. If you want to count the last 4 years, by all means.
By all means.
I don't know about the last 4
The whole
years.
thing,
Bro,
Jericho
Tino
playing
calls
his
me-
greatest
bro,
hits.
Tino calls me. He says it's the learning tree, and he hangs
Look,
up on me.
look, real quick. Learning Tree wasn't horrible. I just
You're
think
holding
it was.
on to the
It
learning
was
tree
just
branch,
horrible only
huh?
because they were featured too much. That's the only thing. But it wasn't that bad.
Bro, Chris Jericho used to drop New York facts that just weren't true. That shit pissed me
He
off.
did.
all the fucking time.
He did.
Yo, Tyler, that shit pissed me the fuck off, dog.
I used to
Probably
pop though. It was
grasping
funny.
That last branch on that learning tree, just holding on to that
I'm
branch.
Bro.
I am holding on.
Bro, they had the Ring of Honor match. My man just said a fraudulent New York fact, and nobody fact checked him on Twitter. I was pissed off. That shit really pissed me off, dog. I was sick as hell. So I was like, yo, my man's was just wrong. We got the AEW Continental Championship, John Mox versus Will Ospreay. The Immovable Force versus the Irresistible Object. This is AI. Why does Will Ospreay look like that, dog?
Yeah, it's
And why
100%
did-
AI, man.
And why did Will
100%.
Ospreay eat a power driver? He's a truly sick man with sick thoughts. That man just danger to himself. I
That is
promise you.
very
he is.
true.
I
We
wanted-
talked about this. Will Ospreay almost broke his neck in his return.
Yes, bro. He's insane. That man is a nut. I'll watch this match. I'll watch enough Will Ospreay. I'm in.
This
I-
might be one of those matches where it goes on too long, where it's like less is going to be probably more with this match, but they're going to drag it and we're going to see like 13 paradigm shifts and like 16 fucking hidden
Hopefully
blades
not.
from Ospreay, and then he's going to beat him with the fucking title.
This guy
Hopefully not.
stinks!
And it's going to be this guy stinks.
Nah, Will Ospreay. Listen,
Bro, I don't know what you guys talking about. There's no bad John Moxley, man.
I can name a few. Not off the
I
top.
I
because
will
I'm
say
American.
I do want to say this.
John Moxley is a stud. The man has no flaws in the ring.
You really liking them? You really
The
liking
best,
Don
the best
Callis?
Shield member ever.
I'm questioning. I'm
I
questioning.
just want to say this real quick. Like, that's not a margarita match for me. Obviously, that's going to be a really hard hitting matchup. But I kind of lost motivation to kind of watch the matchup. I've said it a couple times. I thought they featured Will a little too soon. Especially coming back from that injury again. I've said it multiple times with multiple different wrestlers. Like, I like a good story. It wasn't really much of a story with Ospreay. And then yesterday on Dynamite, like, they brought out his people from New Japan. Maybe it's just me. I wasn't too familiar with who they were. It's just too much, I felt like, for a go-home show, and it left me with too many questions that hopefully I get answered on Sunday. But I'm going to tune into that match. But I lost the excitement for it. Too much Will beforehand. Too many matches before the big clash. It kind of took it away from me.
My man Will said he went to Japan and got his buddies.
They could have
right there.
They could have done that.
Bro.
They could have done that at Dynasty, maybe, but like to do it at like the go home show,
They couldn't have done that at Dynasty because they already made the social media. They made those social media posts that he was already out there and asking for help already. So it made sense to bring him out on Dynasty.
No, but you can't do it it doesn't matter for the Continental Championship because there's no ringside members.
Right.
It's mano y mano.
That's true.
30-minute time limit, right?
That's why that match is gonna cook. That match is gonna cook. Like I said,
it's gonna be a draw. It's gonna be a draw. I'm telling you, they're gonna rehash
5 more minutes.
All right, we have the AEW TNT Championship, the Casino Gauntlet match, Tommaso Ciampa versus Miscellaneous. Margarita match for me. No, I'm lying. Casino Gauntlet matches are really fun. I really enjoy them. They're really good.
We get a debut. I know I've been saying it every week, every time they do a gauntlet match.
Johnny Gargano.
But I really do believe your boy Switchblade's coming back soon.
You say this every week.
I know. I say it every gauntlet match. It's got to happen eventually.
Jesus, oh my god, I forgot about Switchblade. Holy shit!
How you forget about the GOAT?
Time, do we really care? About
Switchblade? Yes. I generally love Jay White. He's always been my second favorite wrestler on AEW outside of Juice Robinson, and I love Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson is just a GOAT. Give that man a microphone and whatever protein shake he's on, and let him just ramble.
Johnny from the Wild Thornberries.
And he's fucking amazing. That boy is special.
We
got the AEW Women's World Championship match, Tekla versus Jamie Hayter. I'll watch this. Tekla's dope. I'm still getting used to Jamie Hayter, but she's been extremely solid since she's been back.
Yeah, Tekla's awesome. Her promo on Wednesday was freaking awesome.
All these matches are so predictable, in my opinion. I hate to say that, guy. I hate to be that
really
guy.
Because I really feel like Jamie could go over here, and it would make sense.
I feel like Tekla's gonna hold that title for a little bit. She's gonna get that.
Mercedes is gonna beat her.
I think it's Mercedes Tekla in a couple months, Double or Nothing, and I'll boo everybody. I'll be the only one booing. It's fine.
We have the AEW World Tag Team match, which is an absolute margarita match for me. Don't even
4 margaritas for Chano.
4 margaritas
and a fifth for Stokely.
Honestly, I'll probably watch the match for Stokely.
Listen, I'm tuning in. Stokely's getting a receipt, all right, because he speared Christian yesterday, and I wasn't too fond of that. All right.
What do you mean? That's probably the best part of the segment.
Stokely's Stokely's the best part of this whole storyline.
4 margaritas, and I'm getting
no margarita for me, man.
I'm anti. You're a goddamn delusional.
Dads to banging moms. So
you said no margarita. You know this is the co-main event too, and it's going to be an hour.
That is,
There you go, channel. They're gonna prove to you they still workhorses in that ring.
Bro,
they're gonna show you.
Bro, they're gonna give out faster than my voice is gonna give out on this episode. I promise you that much.
This isn't a margarita match. This is a take 2 shots match.
You guys are crazy.
2 shots to the headshot. You know what I mean?
I already don't like FTR as well, and I also cannot stand the fact that CNC over here, Cage and Cope, they just came back and were like, yeah, we want the titles. Go ahead and give us the titles.
I mean, when you got 2 50-year-olds running around on motor scooters, you got to get them to the point.
You gotta Right. We ain't got time to build story, bro. We just gotta get them.
That's negative.
I don't know,
They're
man.
legends.
Yeah.
They could do that every now and then. You could throw your weight around, and that's what they did.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I hate this match, but if Christian wins the tag team championships and I get to watch him at Double or Nothing be the tag team championship, I'm a fucking pop. I love Christian Cage. Christian's the fucking goat.
China's gonna be like, "That's my dad."
Christian's the fucking goat. I hate all three other members except for Stokely. But fucking goddamn it, I love Christian. And we have the main event. Honestly, probably. Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
There's too much wrestling a week. What happened to Swerve Strickland versus Kenny Omega? Why is my man casually challenging for the AEW World Championship and Swerve is okay with this? What did I miss?
You beat him.
He beat him.
Oh, can it be Swerve?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember they had the
2
match
weeks
for
ago.
his EVP status? Yeah.
That wasn't a regular Dynamite?
Yeah. That's what made that
Mhm.
Dynamite so special.
Fucking TK, you're a sick man.
He really is.
It's so great though.
My man's took him out on a fucking pay-per-view and they have this match on the Dynamite. You're a
Bro,
sick man.
you think TK is like, oh, but people got to spend time with their family. TK's like, no, dad's got to go home at 8:00, turn on my television and watch Swerve Strickland versus Kenny Omega. That's what's
facts.
That's
But
happening.
that possibly means we'll see Swerve at Double or Nothing, though. I
So
can
is
see
Kenny,
him.
It could be a
Kenny's
triple
gonna
threat
win the
match.
title then Sunday. Kenny has to win the title.
I don't
No.
think so. I don't think so.
No,
I hope so, but I don't think so.
it's not gonna
Nah,
happen. yo.
MJF's honestly MJF's on a whole nother level, dog.
Yeah,
Wait a minute,
MJF's
here's the
on a
real
whole nother
question.
level.
Is MJF going to get the most prestigious accolade in this match?
A Blumpkin?
No, jeez.
Yes,
Really? That's a
yes.
prestigious accolade?
Yes. He is gonna kick. He is gonna.
All right,
kick out.
Asher. All right, Asher Roth, settle down. over
He
there.
is gonna be the
Um,
first person ever to kick
is he
out
gonna
of
do
the
it?
protected move of the one-winged angel.
You think it's MJF of all the
Yup.
men that Kenny Omega has
Yup.
put down with the one-winged angel?
Yeah,
It's MJF that will kick out of it.
because it's gonna be so perfect. He's gonna kick out, and I could just hear him say it because not even the power of God can keep down the devil.
That's I'm so
That's a
right.
bar.
That's,
All right, Marcus.
that's
That's
I'm
a
saying MJF is on a
bar.
whole nother level. People are hating
Yeah.
on
I'm ready to
MJF.
rip off
That
my
man-
shirt.
That man is on a whole nother level. And to
I'm not gonna
find the
hold you.
right person to beat him, it's going to be really hard for Tony Khan because
like
they're,
it.
you know what's AEW's problem? They don't really have a really big super face, and their biggest super face, his only problem is he don't even want to be world champion, and that's Darby Allin. So, like,
I was
it's
gonna
like,
say,
who do you got? You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's just
they had
like,
Cody
bro,
Rhodes, but you know,
You had Cody Rhodes, but it's just, yeah, we got rid of him. You know, it's just MJF's on a whole nother level, man, and yeah, I think he gets it, and I think he goes over Kenny, and it's just perfect, man. AEW is putting over the right stars, the right young talent, and it's Jack is getting all the love right now. MJF is getting the love right now. I know Ricochet got some hurt, was getting some hate on social media, but he's getting love on AEW. AEW is really pushing the right stars in the right direction. It sucks what happened to Kyle Fletcher. It really, really does, but he's going to be okay when he gets back. I'm just really excited for the things that Tony Khan is doing, but it's going to be hard to build that baby face to take that title from MJF at the moment.
You know what's my favorite thing MJF does when he was on his little babyface run? When he was taking pictures and posted them in black and white with the captions. That was my favorite shit ever, dog. If he kicks out of the one-winged angel, I need him to bring that back for a night because those were absolutely that was absolutely fucking great.
Wow, what a concept.
No, I'm watching this match. This is the second time linking up. It should be a really good fucking match.
It should be a great match.
MJF's just on another level, dog. He's arguably the best world champion in the business right now. My man just understands his role. TK knows who to book against him. It's this is just perfection. Honestly, it's unfortunate we will never see Kenny Omega lace the boots up with some WWE guys.
Yeah.
Just to see, but Kenny's is one of the greats, man. You just gotta enjoy how much time we have with him until it's too late.
Kenny's one of those guys. You know how like random WWE adds random people to the Hall of Fame? If it was like 20 years from now, it was like Kenny Omega, you just be like, okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
100%.
You'd be like, okay, that's fine.
You have to. You kind of have to.
You'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
Kenny Omega means so much for wrestling that people just don't understand, dog. Kenny is 101. I don't think you'll ever be able to replicate Kenny Omega. You will have a close second in the things that Will does, but Will's skill set is more copyable, just like a Kyle Fletcher. But Kenny is just, god damn, that man is good.
Mhm.
But
I will say this, Tony Khan, if you're listening, if you really want to kill MJF and do not bring Adam Cole ever into his championship storyline. Even if Adam Cole's ready to go. Just let that man come back somewhere else. Let him come back with a conglomeration or something and Roddy or something. Do not throw that in the mix because China is not here for
Adam Cole.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. They should do the devil storyline one more time.
They can do it right now. He's been out.
Same people, same faction. I want the same group of people doing the double storyline. Run it back.
They hit the Jey Uso.
Just do this over time.
Run it back.
And you know why? Because it'll be so amazing. Because there'll be no way people think it's the same people involved again.
That'd be hilarious.
You know what I mean?
It's gotta be somebody else.
But it won't. There's no way they'll think it's the same people. So when you pull Adam Cole's mask off, it is Adam Cole. People gonna be like, no fucking way. They ran the same faction once again. December the healthy Adam Cole, dog. Yo, that would be the greatest thing to ever fucking happen. Because I can imagine the outrage, and I would just absolutely fucking love it, dog. That is absolutely nuts. Tony Khan, give me the double storyline with Adam Cole.
The double devil.
The double devil.
One more time. Run it back the same way. The same promos, the same chokeouts, the same knockouts. Run it again one last time. That's what I want in my professional wrestling. Give me that dog shit storyline one more time with a healthy Adam Cole. I'll fucking pop, dog. All right, my voice is getting to the point where I'm about to drop this 18-track EP called titled My Life, where we talk about real hip hop with 244 bars with each track, no hook, no instrumental.
I'm sorry.
You're spitting.
Nah. My man's he's flabbergasted by my intro to my 18-track EP titled My Life, where we talk about real hip hop and real bars. Tino, tell the people where they can find you, dog.
Alrighty, folks, you can catch me on Twitter and TikTok, King of Groove 16. It was another fun week of talking wrestling with the boys. I look forward to next week, so make sure you guys tune in. Next week is gonna be jam-packed, so make sure y'all tune in.
You know what's gonna be jam-packed? Your job application line, because you're fired after the show, brother. Mike, let the people know where to find you.
And you guys know where to find me. You find me here on Thursdays. Make sure you guys tune in to the Four Sides of the Ring WrestleMania 42 extravaganza show next Thursday. Follow me on Twitter, social media at MOWM_podcast. I might have some exclusive content just for all of you on my YouTube channel next week. Wink, wink. We'll talk about it.
Wink, wink. You can follow me at you can follow me at the Founder MH on X. That's where you can mostly talk to me. Don't give me my Instagram like that. So sorry, but follow us on all our social media.
Listen, he's a wise man. Because you can't find me absolutely fucking nowhere. You can't find me nowhere, dog. You can find me on Four Sides of the Ring on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, YouTube, MSN. You can follow us in the cloud in the sky, Four Sides of the Ring. And if you see 4 ring posts, we there. You can follow us on Twitter, 4 SIDESOTR on Twitter. You can't find me on Instagram. All I do is post pictures of my son and Power Ranger AI clips that Mike gets mad at me about. But it doesn't matter. I still post them. Every single time I post a Power Ranger, every single time I post a Power Ranger AI clip, he tells me 2 gallons of water. I'm like, but this shit is so gassed though, dog. I'm like, this shit is so gassed though. My man's got a Pel jacket and some Timbs on. How can I not repost this?
That was 16 gallons of water for that Tim guy.
I'm like, listen, the water's already wasted. I didn't make the post. Appreciate
That's
it.
funny.
Damn it. Yo, this is another episode of Four Sides of the Ring. We're about to drop another episode right after this called my 18 track. Part of my life. It was rare hip hop, 244 bars. See you next week, guys. WrestleMania episode. I said that my voice should be back again.
To the ring.
If not, I'm doing a more tight episode like this in my best Ja Rule voice.
To the ring.
Peace, love, and happiness.